Welcome to episode 479. Chip Wilson, the founder of Lululemon. This is an outline of episode 479. There are 3 reasons we study Chip Wilson. First, Lululemon is the world's most famous yoga athleisure wear. Second, he founded Lululemon at the age of 42 and grew Lululemon to billion-dollar sales in 12 years. Third, in 2015, he insulted his customers and was forced out of Lululemon. Let us meet Chip Wilson.
What would it look like? I mean, I guess from living a lifetime as a competitive swimmer, when I was young, it's funny how I'm 63 years old and still define myself as a competitive swimmer. But, living that life in a Speedo was, just the most comfortable thing ever. And I think the cold water and swimming always kind of cooled me down. So when I actually went to put clothes on, it was exceedingly uncomfortable, and I felt I was always sweating. So the Speedo felt where life really happened for me.
So how wild is that? You like to have the least amount of clothes on, but your business is to put clothes on people, right? That's a pretty interesting dynamic.
Yeah, but it was the context of knowing that that's how all clothing should fit. Like, you should be naked. You shouldn't ever think about your clothing.
I like that. Especially
in athletics. If you want to win that event, you shouldn't have to think about what you're wearing.
Chip Wilson was born in Vancouver, Canada in 1956, but he grew up in San Diego.
My mother was a sewer, and I lived underneath my mom's feet, cutting out fabrics, putting patterns together. So I had the opportunity to start making clothes for myself, and it all kind of came from there. My mentors, my dad, of course, from the point of view of would have been one of the original hippies. He had a very different way of operating and very young for his age. So I think I got a lot of my living in the moment, meditation, yoga type of feeling, and how life is to be lived in the moment from him.
In high school, he was a competitive swimmer.
Chip would have been an athlete, a competitive swimmer who really would like to play football, but almost too good a competitive swimmer to quit to play football, recognizing I'm getting too big to swim. So in other words, I can only do sprints, I can't do long distance. I'm a mediocre student, but I live for athletics. So it seems like the only reason I'm going to school is phys ed.
In 1980, he graduated from the University of Calgary with a bachelor degree in economics. He founded his first company, WestBeach Snowboard, in 1979.
I became an entrepreneur more out of accident. Again, when I got out of university, I didn't really have a job yet. And then I wanted to make a pair of surf shorts, so I made a pair of surf shorts, and they're really the first long, baggy surf shorts. And I wore them, and everyone wanted them, so I made 200 pairs of them and went to the stores to sell them, and they wouldn't take them. So I was forced to open up my own retail store to get rid of my inventory problem, and it all started from there.
In 1997, he sold his company WestBeach Snowboard for $2.45 million. He became a millionaire at the age of 41. How he started yoga at the age of 42.
And I went to my first yoga class, and I went, wow, this is great. And of course, over a period of time, my body started to feel so great. I went, this is like the panacea for my life. So the thing is what I saw in that class, of course, is that it was just mostly, 99% girls, which was, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. And but it was they were all in cotton clothing. They were sweating, and cotton clothing wasn't working, and my expertise was technical clothing. And so I kind of put the two things together and decided, well, no one else is really doing yoga clothing, so I'll take the high road, make the very, very best stuff, because I know you can always come down in price and quality, but you can never go up. So that was my scene there. Really the story of Lululemon when Shannon and I started it, and there's even parts of it when JJ and Brett and I are sleeping in a tent in the store because we didn't have enough money for insurance. So on Saturday night we couldn't get broken in, so we had to go sleep in the store to make sure we could still be in business Monday morning, because the whole thing was riding on it.
In 2007, he took Lululemon IPO in NASDAQ and raised $328 million. In 2012, sales of Lululemon reached $1 billion per year, and he became Billionaire. Then the bizarre things happened. Some fat customers started complaining about the tight yoga athleisure clothing. Instead of adapting, Chip Wilson started an open criticism of his customers. In 2015, Chip Wilson was kicked out of Lululemon for insulting fat customers.
I'm really sad.
Off to a good start, right? Let's hear some more.
I'm sad for the people of Lululemon who I care so much about that have really had to face the brunt of my actions.
Wait a second. An apology to Lululemon employees? Surely he'll beg for customers' forgiveness next.
I ask you to stay in a conversation that is above the fray. I ask you to prove that the culture that you have built cannot be chipped away.
No apparent apology to customers, no explanation at all.
What have I learned today? First, accidental entrepreneur. He started as a competitive swimmer in high school. Second, Lululemon was the second company he founded at the age of 42. It was not an overnight success. It took him 14 years to reach 1 billion sales. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Chip Wilson 9 Lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.